Well, another stirring rendition being belted out by Jess Fishlock and co. And now for La Marseillaise. Kickoff fast approaching, just 2.5 minutes away as the anthems reverberate around Arena St Gallen. And Wales brought just south of 4,000 supporters to their opener in Lucerne on Saturday. There looked to be a similar number in the house as well. And I'm sure that many of the neutrals too will be hoping for an upset. France looking for their first major title, a side who've always seemed to be there or thereabouts. They were the first nation to qualify, other than the hosts, for this tournament, and Wales one of the last. But whether it's the men's, the women's team, the football, the rugby, whatever sport it is, Wales, they have to go down as, per capita, one of the best supported nations in the world.
Yeah, the fans have been superb. I was watching them during the national anthem then, and the pride and passion in the fans just in the stadium. The amount of flags, the amount of variation in age group of people watching as well is absolutely phenomenal, by the way. So I'm sure we'll hear them throughout the course of this game as well.
So France have broken away for a team huddle. Wales have done the same. Let's go for the Wales team then one more time. Safia Middleton-Patel comes in goal. Behind the back four of Lily Woodham, Gemma Evans, Josie Green and Esther Morgan. Captain and Harry James and Jess Fishlock in midfield behind Rachel Rowe, Kaylee Barton and Kerry Holland out wide behind striker Fionn Morgan. As for France, Paulina Peyramanian is in goal. A back four of Melwent and Dongala, Taniba Samora, Alice Sombat and Salma Basha. Midfield three of Emma Madri, Captain Graske Oro and Sandy Toletti, and the front three of Malvina Malar, Clara Matteo and Cadidiato Diani. So four of the starting lineup play for the French champions Lyon, and the rest play for a selection of Europe's top clubs. The captains are heading into the middle to be greeted by the Swiss referee this evening, which is Desiree Grunbacher. Both have assistants also from the host nation. We have a Spanish fourth official and also a Swiss official in the VAR booth. It will be Fedai San, and whether or not we'll be needing intervention in the video, we'll have to see. It propped up its head in the England game earlier on, but it didn't deter the Lionesses from running out 4-0 winners over the Netherlands. Again, the second of the home nations in action in Switzerland. Also get their first win of the tournament, and what a story it would be for Rhian Wilkinson's side. The former Canadian international, half Welsh herself, and she's done what no manager has done before and taken Wales to a major tournament. They came up second best against the Netherlands on the weekend, and they're looking to keep themselves in the fight. France break away towards their half of the field. They'll be kicking from left to right as myself and Rhian Skinner look at it. They're in navy blue shirts and shorts with red socks. Wales all in white in their chain strip with blue trim. It's a lovely number. And Jess Fishlock is getting ready solo to take the kick-off. A huge game for both teams. France looking to surge ahead at the top of the group, and Wales looking to cause a stir. The whistle sounds and the time for sentiment has passed. Wales, the major tournament debutants, take on one of the Euro 2025 favourites. Knowing defeat spells the end of the road pretty much in all scenarios. Just qualifying to signify the odds they're defending already though, as France burst forward with Clara Matteo, and a first piece of action for the blue-clad Safia Middleton Patel as she comes racing at a goal to deflect it behind for a corner early on, and an early fright.
Yeah, I think obviously as soon as France got hold of the ball there, you could see what they were trying to do. They're trying to release players in behind. Mallard's playing out on the left straight away. She was in a position where she was then trying to play a ball into the box.
And here comes the corner, deep out swinger for France. It's kept alive at the back post by Amel Majri into a defender, and Lily Woodham is able to run the ball away for Wales. So 1 minute gone in St Gallen. You're listening to Talk Sport 2 Women's Euro Live. France 0, Wales 0. And it's France expected to be one of those sides stacking up at the top table later on in the tournament, who showed the very best of themselves against England on the weekend. 2-1 victors as the Lionesses came back into the game late on, and they're coming forward again now over halfway. Head up with Melvina Mallard, Manchester United winger. Wales have plenty of players behind the ball, so they're sent back towards the halfway line. Forward by Taniba Samura. Melwin Ndongala making space for herself on the right-hand side. Here comes France's youngest player into the penalty area for Kadadiatou Diani, who struck it forward towards Clara Matteo. Defensive foot in the way from Wales, and it is a second France corner in the second minute.
Yeah, Lily Woodham's just got to be a little bit careful there. She's just ball watching a little bit, and she's out on the left-hand side, and Diani's just gone on the inside straight into the box with a clear run, unmarked.
A real baptism of fire for Wales in this game. Match day 2 in Group D, the so-called Group of Death. France knowing that a point or better will take them back top of the group. A win is what they covet, and they have a corner now brought in by Leon Selma Basha. Defensive flick away. Josie Green it was who got up there and out for a throw-in, this time adjacent to the corner flag, with France in the ascendancy. 2.5 minutes gone, no score on the board, as Rhian Wilkinson looks on, still seated for the moment. Not time to pace the technical area just yet, as Selma Basha readies herself, ball in hand to take this throw in. The pressure on from France in the early stages, using Melvine Mallard, and showed too much of that to Esther Morgan. Half clear by Wales. It's going to come back at them now. They're still tight towards that corner flag. France attacking down their far left hand side, turning back towards Brasca-Euro, coming infield towards the fringes of the centre circle. And Taniba Samura sees no ball further forward. Wales have capped themselves in to a player. And it's the first spell of possession France have had outside of their own half. Not for long though. Coming forward with Sandy Toletti. Now Basha. Far side France left once again. Wales still holding their positions. Disciplined start.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can tell at the moment they're playing sort of in a 4-4-2 out of possession. They're trying to keep France out wide. It's what's creating.
Well, here comes Selma Basha with a cross in. Got a defensive knock on it to take it away from Clara Matteo, and it's good play by Jess Fishlock. Halfway inside her own half to jump in, win the ball back, and after that Wales will win the free kick. It was Brasca-Euro with an outstretched leg, and one that brings down Rachel Rowe, and Wales have a free kick 40 yards from their own goal. 0-0, 4 minutes gone.
Yeah, I was just saying there, in terms of the shape, they're just trying to keep France in wider areas. It's giving crossing opportunities that's leading to the corners that they're conceding at the moment, but it's limiting central options for France, which is, you know, it's a good place to start really, is to kind of limit their options in areas where they could get broken down quite openly.
Long ball forward from Wales. The chase on for this one as well, being led by Fionn Morgan. France scrambling for the first time. Alice Sombat took the ball back to her goalkeeper, and Paulina Perra-Magnac all in yellow. is able to move the ball out to France's left-hand side without too much worry. Always good to get that first attack underway.
Yeah, I mean, I think just in that instance there, I know it's early on in the game, but Fionn Morgan's, quick, and she's basically just chased down really heavily the keeper.
Oh, here comes Diani for France on the corner of the area near side the French right, crossing in towards the back post. Couldn't find a way to Mallard, and the header away was well timed by Esther Morgan. Fionn Morgan trying to keep the ball in further up the flank and was muscled off it by Selma Basher. 0-0.
Yeah, just saying, it's a little bit like the other day there. They're really chasing, so Fionn Morgan as opposed to Kerry Holland at the moment is going after things, but when you look behind her, the next nearest player is 35-40 yards away, so it's just a bit of a lost cause. They've either got to all get up together, at least get more height, but maybe just rein her in a little bit, because she can't actually affect the game, and it's going to be a lot of energy lost if she carries that on.
Amel Majri playing black boots, slipping away from Wales down the left-hand side. Cross hit the defender, square in the shin, and France have a throw in at 0-0, 30 yards from the Wales corner flag. A lot of their play is coming down their far side left flank. Here's Majri who takes the throw in short. She'll receive it back from Gayoro. Now comes infield towards the edge of the penalty area, where she runs straight into Fishlock. Now Fishlock on the 1-2 away towards halfway, and quickly side down by Melbourne and Dongala. And Wales counter-attack is nipped in the bud. No score at 6 minutes on Talk Sport 2. Forward comes Sandy Toletti through the middle up towards the attacking third. Free ball into the penalty area. Matteo chasing after it. Went for the near post of Safia Middleton-Patel, who must have got something on it. Might have been a bit of a post in there too. Either way, it is a France corner.
Yeah, this is just a little bit of these clever runs from Matteo. She's constantly looking to be on the back shoulder of the centre backs and then just go in between them at the last minute. So they're looking for those runs all the time. She's very clever with the timing, Matteo.
And so a corner to France. I think it actually came off Gemma Evans, who was the defender tracking back to block the shot. I don't think the goalkeeper actually got anything on it. It then came off the base of the post and behind for another French set play as we come up to minute number 7. The referee's seen something she doesn't like in the penalty area, and so she's come across towards Sandy Toletti, who is guarding the front post. One of many French options, the Real Madrid midfielder waiting for this in-swinging ball. This much changed French side, but still an enviable roster. And it comes from Selma Basher, look towards the back post again, it drops, and that's the first goal of the game. Clara Matteo, it skipped away off the head of Mallard, and the Paris FC striker was there waiting, wants us to control, and then volleys it into Safia Middleton-Patel's net. And after 7.5 minutes of this Group E game, it's France 1, Wales 0.
Yeah, I think with this, it's the third corner that they've had, so it's obviously there's been quite a few set plays in this first stage of the game. And at first I actually thought when she peeled off the back, I thought the flick on ended up being a handball, but actually it's hit her in the chest, and Esther Morgan's just lost her as the contact's made in front between Harry James and Diani, who are competing. She's just let her go behind her, and Matteo's taken it very quickly. Chest volley, it's very difficult for Middleton-Patel.
And it has flicked through a sea of blue shirts there. There were 3 players who went for it. I think it is Diani who got the assist. Not the cleanest, but you can certainly say the strike was clean. And Wales have got it all to do against one of the favourites for the tournament. And a side who breezed through their Nations League campaign earlier this year. France won all 6, the first ever to do so in the women's edition of the tournament. And so far, it's a 100% start for them as well. Wales, who are yet to have a real meaningful sight of goal, and find themselves pinned inside their own half again. Josie Green trying to clear away. Thought she'd won a throw in there, having cleared it against Amel Majri. The referee has sided against her to draw some boos from the crowd. It would seem many of whom are supporting Wales. So 9 minutes gone. Let's get the thoughts of Abigail Davis. Probably not the start that any of us were hoping for, but one that we might have been expecting.
Yeah, really disappointing goal to concede that, as you've just mentioned. Essa Morgan just gets sucked in slightly, doesn't she, as the ball is flicked into the path of Matteo, and it's France on the attack yet
here
again.
Comes Mala down the left-hand side, getting the cross in, cleared away to the 18-yard box, back in by Gioro, and then Lily Woodham put boot to ball and got it up to halfway. We're coming up to the 10-minute mark, and that might be a flavour of the game so far. So much football going forward for France as Diani controls the long ball and allows half a second for Woodham to get a foot in and send it out for another France throw. Taken short, held up by Majri with a back to goal on near side of the penalty area down the France right. Had company from Anharic James. Here comes Diani now towards the apex of the penalty area, got the cross in towards the back post. Mala threw herself at it and couldn't get there, and nor could Amel Majri trying to keep it in on the left hand side. It is a throw into Wales after 10 minutes on TalkSport 2. They trail by a goal to nil.
I think there's opportunities here for Wales to just be a little bit more confident on the ball. You know, when they've been in possession, they're just lacking support options, or whether they can't hear them. You know, it's always difficult to tell when the crowd noise is as it is. But whenever they're getting on the ball, there's just, I don't sort of see loads of people supporting options, and I think they're better on the ball at the moment than what they've actually shown. So a little bit more composure, a little bit more support, and I think then they can just settle down a little bit. Like now, Josie Green's on the ball. She's chosen to use Middleton Patel this time, which is a better choice than what she just did a minute ago when she's forced the throw in.
And here come Wales from deep inside their own half with Rachel Rowe. Now over halfway towards Fishlock. Got the ball through the legs of Toletti, and now Wales can improve with Rowe, trying to play a straight ball towards Fionn Morgan, who had defenders either side of it. And France will stop the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. One goal in it, and it's gone to Clara Matteo of Paris FC. As Wales start again from Safia Middleton Patel. Centre-back options to the right and to the left. She's opted to go aerially towards halfway, and Kerry Holland trying to flick into the feet of Woodham. Holland's got it back now, down the line, trying to play it through towards Fionn Morgan, and she was tracked all the way by Tuniba Samora. Pull ball away from her to play it to Woodham, who was then set upon by Diani. And France, who are looking a little more ragged than they were in the opening 5 minutes to this game, have the ball and have the lead. They're deep inside their own half. The sort of side that ooze class, and they never really look too perturbed, even in the more difficult moments.
No, but you know, Wales have been in their face a little bit in the last couple of minutes, which is so good to see, because they've turned the ball over in their own half 2 or 3 times now. Wales have just won it back again here, and it's just that desire and that willingness to go. When you go, you've got to go together. And I think the difference in this game as well, Safia Middleton Patel on the ball is very good. I think the more that they use her, they can actually get numbers higher up the pitch, because the distribution's so good. She can play out like an outfield player, and it just gives them more options.
Yes, the young Manchester United goalkeeper in Wales goal tonight had a lot of action so far. Down the line though for Kerry Holland into the penalty area, got her feet sorted, and it's in! Jess Fishlock with the goal, but the whistle has gone, and the joy is short-lived. And straight from Route 1 the ball came. Kerry Holland held it up, a little bit of a slip, sent it into the path of Fishlock, who scrambled it over the line, but no sooner had she turned away to wheel into a celebration, the whistle had sounded, and there's a wry smile from Rhian Wilkinson. We're going to have a little look at it on the monitors in front of us. The ball over the top down the line towards Holland. That might be where the offside came from. She got in well behind the defender, and Dongala tried to cut it back. It comes off her instead, rebounds to her, and then Fishlock sends it over the line. Now, there was nothing wrong with what happened inside the penalty area, but I think, Rhian Skinner, it was that first ball that is where they're going to be caught out.
Do you know, I think it is. I think it's Kerry Holland on the first pass where she gets in behind the fullback there. I mean, to be honest, the idea, the numbers that were in advanced areas, just so much more positive from Wales, but definitely not, as you say, in the box. I think Jess Fishlock, great area.
The goal has been given, and Jess Fishlock can celebrate again. Well, there was some wait while VAR did its thing, but now Wales' iconic midfielder runs across to be mobbed by her teammates on the halfway line. The substitutes all in there. Ria Wilkinson is calling for professional calm. They've still got a job to do, but after being run ragged for the opening 10 minutes, Jess Fishlock has equalised for Wales, and they are level in Group D once again. France 1, Wales 1.
I'm absolutely delighted for Jess Fishlock. I mean, this whole build-up so positive from Wales, and just, you know, the amount of games she's played, how much commitment she's had for Wales, how passionate she is for her country. I am absolutely delighted that she's just scored in the Euros. Massive credit, and she's pumping the crowd up. All the team love that they celebrate with the rest of the squad as well.
And Wales are coming forward again. Fionn Morgan, corner of the area, offside flag up this time, and in good time, and I think it was correct. So we were waiting for quite a while there, and not the way that Jess Fishlock will have wanted to score Wales' first goal in a major tournament finals. That's what the video assistant referee can do, but she'll take it, it counts, and Wales are level, and the goal scorer is down now actually, lying on her back and holding her head. She's got a hand through her blonde hair, taking a knock in competing for the ball, so the medical staff are on for Wales. There are no concussion subs in this particular tournament. If you're just joining us, a quarter of an hour in, France 1, Wales 1. And Fishlock it was who went up for the header with Melwyn and Dongala, landed awkwardly, jarred the small of her back by the looks of it. But no sooner had they started the game, but Wales were off again, and Fionn Morgan maybe just offside as the ball came over the top. But that goal though, Ryan Skinner, there was a stumble, there was a flick off the shin of Kerry Holland, and Jess Fishlock, she was screaming for it at the back post, and that's it. Wales have scored at a major finals.
Exactly that, and I think on Kerry Holland's run, she does such a good job trying to get across the fullback there to put herself into a shooting position, and Dongala, she defends really well actually and puts it off, which makes Kerry Holland fall on the floor, and from the floor is where she squares that pass to Jess Fishlock, which is crazy, but just shows the commitment to trying to get the opportunity, you know.
Well, I guess we should now check in on how our Wales reporter Abigail Davis is getting on. Abby, what are you feeling in the moment?
Well, Jess Fishlock is back on her feet, most importantly, so she's about to retake to the pitch, but she wasn't the only one down, because I think I've pulled my hamstring celebrating that goal. It really was such an incredible moment for us, and for Jess Fishlock as well, a player, of course, who said in the build-up to this tournament she will be able to sleep at night now that she has guided her country to a major tournament, and now she has scored in one as well. So fitting that it was the player who has so often been the source of hope and opportunity really for this Cymru side, and it just is an incredible moment that she is the player who's put the ball in the back of the net. But it is Wales with a defensive job to do. Just want to pick up as well on what Rhian said, because Sophia Middleton-Patel, that is of course one of the reasons she is in this squad, and her distribution in the early stages of this one really has been exceptional, really remarkable, and the Wales fans are singing loud and proud at the moment.
Well, we can see why the change was made. It came about all of a sudden, that goal, one ball out from the goalkeeper, and I think within about 5 seconds of the ball crossing the halfway line, the ball was in the net, straight down the flank to Kerry Holland, in towards Jess Fishlock. Bit of a fortunate knock off the shins of a defender, over the line, got the okay from the video assistant referee, and Wales are level. We're back underway in St Gallen, 18 minutes gone. It's France 1, Wales 1. Matteo and Fishlock the scorers, and there's a bit more bite to Wales now, zipping into tackles. They've won the ball back halfway inside their own half. Here is Esther Morgan, loses the ball underneath her feet though, and penny for the thoughts of the France manager now, Laurent Bonnadet, who came in as the former assistant to the team last year. Nobody's got the better of his side so far in 2025, as Safia Middleton-Patel gets up highest in the penalty area. Not a great ball forward from Kadidiata Diani. And Wales, well, they've passed an early test, although not out of danger, as Middleton-Patel put under pressure by the front three. Got an aerial ball forward towards halfway, where Mallard gets a head on it for France. Back into the Wales defence with Josie Green, back to her goalkeeper again, Gemma Evans, with Diani maybe too close for comfort in the 18-yard box. Wales trying to play through France here and play over them. Now into Rowe, Fishlock knocking it down for her in the centre circle. Down the line from Woodham. This is where Wales are dangerous. Fionn Morgan with the tuck to try and get round Samora, who's done well to defend it to get a volley in the way. Kept alive from going out for a dead ball though, but only prodded to a France player. And Vianney having to battle with Woodham to keep the ball in for the French side in their own defensive third. And it feels, Rianne, like a different game now.
It does. I mean, I just watching that passage of play there, you know, Wales were struggling to get out of their sort of defensive third, but they didn't panic. They were moving the ball well, kept using, as we spoke about, Middleton Patel, she's got on it, and then when they've drawn the press from France, they've just popped it over them into the third line, and Jess Fishlock's picked up the ball, linked up with Rachel Rowe. They've got an opportunity into the other teams, into the France half, and I just think that's what they're capable of when they've got a little bit more confidence on the ball. Is the point I was making in the first 10 minutes. They've got to get hold of it a little bit and just back themselves and look after it for a little bit longer.
Here is Mallard. She has got hold of it. Corner of the area. France coming down the flank once again. Attacker from Wales not giving us a foul. Advantage might be played here though, and France are going to have a free kick against Fishlock just outside the area, and Wales' goal scorer is also going to go into the book. So a yellow card for Jess Fishlock, having jumped in on Sandy Toletti, and she was a little bit late there.
Yeah, it's definitely a foul. She's jumped in really for the tackle, and you know, when you get those right, you block the ball, you win the ball, you know, but when you get them wrong, you definitely make contact.
Well, 2 yellow cards in this tournament in separate games, and you will miss the next game. Slaters are wiped until the end of the quarter-finals, so it's now Jess Fishlock and Lily Woodham from match day 1 who are in yellow card peril for Wales. For France, just the goalkeeper Peramanian, as they closed out that game against England on match day 1, and they've been brought back into a contest in St Gallen. They have a free kick now though, 35 yards out, slight angle. Majri and Toletti standing over it. 4 in the wall for Wales. Referee laying down instructions to those assembled on the edge of the Welsh penalty area. Middleton Patel set in goal. It's Majri over the wall and over the bar. And there's little more to say about that. Didn't get the dip. The Lyon player. And Safia Middleton Patel is unharmed as she goes to retrieve the ball for a dead ball. 1-1.
Yeah, I think it was only ever going to be a shot that, you know, it's the striking range for those French players there, Salma Basha and Sandy Toletti. I think they were always going to go for goal at that point. So, but it's far enough out, and obviously it's way off target anyway in terms of going over the bar. So Wales back on the ball, a little bit longer in this one, goal kick rather than playing out, just to try and get a little bit of distance and territory.
Ooh, a big challenge going in just shy of halfway, and Fishlock is hurt in that. There was a yelp from the midfielders straight away. Been in the battle so far, a goal, a yellow card, and now we're coming together. That's seeing the Wales midfielder come off second best. He was caught by Guilloro on the top of the boot by the looks of it from the France captain. Came over the top of the ball, did clip the ball, but then caught Jess Fishlock painfully so as well. And she's still in some discomfort here, Fishlock. And what a shame this would be after the contribution she's put in, not just this evening, but throughout her Wales career, if her second game of the Euros was to come to an end at this early juncture.
Yeah, I mean, she's tough. It'll take a lot to get her off this pitch, to be honest, but it's definitely going to be a sore one, that stood straight onto the top of your foot. You know, it's a tough one to take, but to be honest, it's probably a good opportunity to just take a breath for Wales as well. So just regroup. You know, there's been some real positives. I think for Rian Wilkinson, she'll be wanting to reinforce those bits. She's chatting to players on the sideline now, so I think that's just it's probably just a little window to calm things down again, keep being positive about what you're doing next. But like I say, unless there's something broken here, I'll be really surprised if Jess Fishlock's coming off this pitch.
Well, there are a few concerned faces among supporters. What about you, Abigail Davis? She's such an important part of this unit. We've seen that already, and she's in some serious discomfort here, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got her head in her hands at the moment on the pitch, looks in considerable discomfort. She may well be forced to leave the pitch. She is standing up, aided fully by the support of the medical staff at the moment. She's crouched down, and it does not look good at all. It does look like like, having given Wales a route back into this one. Jess Fishlock, her evening may well be over. She has walked off the pitch now, limped off in fact. She's desperate. She's speaking to the medical staff. She is so desperate. As Rhian said, you will have to scrape her off this pitch. She will be devastated if she is to be withdrawn, and she's currently arguing, saying, how come that is not a yellow card? I was booked for something very similar a little while ago. So she's still having that discussion, but she is making her way over, and in true Jess Fishlock fashion, she is about to make her way back onto the pitch. I can promise you, I assure you, she did look in considerable discomfort, but she has just re-entered the pitch because, as we mentioned, you will have to scrape her off it.
Well, when you've won 164 caps for your country and scored 48 goals, you have to have had a decent clean bill of health for a while in your career, and you have to be made of something strong. And after that, Jess Fishlock has wandered back onto the pitch, but Rhian, she doesn't look 100% here.
Listen, I'm telling you now, I've seen her get up from worse. So I've been with her when she's got up from worse. So it's she'll run this off. She's a top pro. You know, adrenaline does a lot for you as a player in a game like this as well. So I think after the initial phase of it, you know, I think she's absolutely right to be questioning the card, by the way. But look, I think she'll carry on for as long as she possibly can in this game. It'll take a lot more than that to get her off the tip.
France 1, Wales 1, 25 minutes gone. Yes, no punishment for Grace Oro there. We do have a video assistant referee who's been involved already, but we can't get involved on yellow card calls. Did give Jess Fishlock the benefit of the doubt when her goal was initially ruled out for offside, and after Clara Matteo put the French team in the lead on 8 minutes. Here comes Malvina Mallard, wide on the French left, up towards Matteo, edge of the area, one touch to control, but it's a loose one. Rachel Rowe now for Wales, trying to get the ball away from the defensive third. It was cleared by Esther Morgan, and now it's for a France throw as England run out 4-0 winners over the Netherlands earlier on. Blows the group wide open. And as it stands, well, France to the top of the group, England and the Netherlands on 3 points apiece, and Wales on 1. Nothing decided so far. With England and Wales to meet on the weekend. You can catch that 8 o'clock on Sunday on TalkSport as Euro 2025 action continues on this station, TalkSport 2, on Friday with Spain against Italy from 8 o'clock. Right now on TalkSport, PSG versus Real Madrid in the Club World Cup semi-final, but we're all action here, level between one of the favourites for the tournament, France, who've come close in times before, never reached the Euro final, lost in the semi-finals against Germany last time out, and on pens in the quarter-finals at the World Cup against Australia. As they pass the ball, France nonchalantly along the back four. Alice Sombat's now gone long over the top, looking for Ndongala, controlled in field towards Diani, who from the corner of the area gets a through ball all wrong, and it is out for a Wales dead ball. 27 on the clock. France 1, Wales 1.
Just in that moment there, France have had the ball for those last couple of minutes, and Wales have just defended so diligently, organised. Gemma Evans is clapping the team there when France have overplayed that pass. It's gone out for a goal kick for Wales. I mean, I think just all the time they're constantly adjusting together. The gaps between are really small, and I think that's making it difficult for France to find a clear path through. So, you know, those things need to continue. It's going to take that the whole game.
You are listening to Women's Euro Live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order the iconic big arch on the McDonald's app as France go long with a wild effort from Mallard that never looked like dipping. Speculative from the Manchester United player, only brought on for the final half an hour on Saturday. One of 7 changes made by Laura Bonaday, which seem as if they were preparing for the game to come against the Netherlands, and having their work cut out in this one, breaking down Wales.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said at the start, didn't we, just the opportunities for France to rotate the squad. You know, it's an opportunity to keep everybody ticking over, and then ultimately, you know, as any manager would want, every single one of these players is now fighting for a shirt in not only this game, the next game, you know, and progressing through the tournament. And we all know you need the entire squad to win a tournament like this, so it's important everyone gets those minutes.
A brief delay there for Safia Middleton Patel's goal kick. There were 2 balls on the field, one of them thrown on by Wales supporters actually, behind her goal. Many of them dressed in red, their side in white shirts coming down their left flank with a throw-in. Kerry Holland is fitted against the defending player. Lily Woodham will take the resulting throw in front of the technical area of Laurent Bonnaday. Back into her own half she goes. France 1, Wales 1. Over halfway come the Welsh. Held up by Rowe, but her pass was loose. Looking for Harrod James. France have it with Mallard. Just inside Welsh territory. Not for long though. Back over halfway it goes. No urgency from France at this early stage. We're still coming up to the half-hour mark. Although you felt for Wales in the opening 10 minutes, it was wall-to-wall pressure from the French side, who got what was their just desserts from Clara Matteo with a volley from a corner. Wales have done well to stem the tide as Woodham clears a long ball over halfway. Now it's to run by Lyon's Alice Sombat. France have a throw just a few steps over the halfway line. Back into the heart of defence it goes. Here's Taniba Samora and Selma Basha. Already a healthy haul of nearly 50 caps for her. Only 24 years old, it feels like she's been around the women's game at the top level for a long, long time.
I feel like I've seen her in 10 Champions League finals already. You know, she's been such a top talent for such a long period of time, Basha, and obviously during the time that Lyon was so dominant in club football. So she's got an awful lot of experience for someone at her age.
Lyon winners of the last 18 and the last 19 French titles in the world, represented in this team as arms from both sides court, claiming a throw-in. Now Wales have got it, half an hour played. France 1, Wales 1. Jess Fishlock, who seems to have run off her earlier injury. She went down in a challenge, a meaty challenge with Grascioro on halfway. Looked as if her night might be over prematurely. Has come back on, Wales' goal scorer, and is running around seemingly pain-free for the moment. Here comes Diani for France. Halfway inside Wales territory, sending it down the line for Matteo. Ball was slightly ahead of her though, and Josie Green threads it out for a throw-in.
Really good cover in the Wales back line. You know, Lily Woodham's tried to affect the players, stop her from turning. They've managed to get in behind. Gemma Evans has had to try and affect that. Josie Green straight away across and assesses the danger, clears it out for a throw.
Here comes Ndongala, tight to the touchline, ground cross into the penalty area. This time Wales read it correctly. They have come undone from those situations before. Masri starting again in the centre circle, but it was an error at 1-2, and now Kayleigh Barton down the right flank. She's got Fishlock up ahead of her. Wales at 1-1 against France, but they won't add to that now. The long ball into the penalty area, straight down the throat of the defender, and it was headed away by Melwyn. And Ndongala, no further harm, and France can start again. You wanted a bit more aggression from Wales, Rianne, a bit more directness, get in the faces of France. I think was what you said. 32 minutes gone. Are you satisfied with what we've seen since the goal?
Yeah, but I think the team selection, to be fair to Rian Wilkinson, has helped that, because, you know, Rachel Rowe is really tough to play against. Kayleigh Barton never gives up. You know, she will run all day, you know. So I think the players that are involved, Josie Green on the pitch, you know, these are all players that will not give up, you know. You've got pace there to be able to affect it from your Fionn Morgan and Kerry Holland as well. So, you know, I think the balance of the squad's been really positive in terms of the team selection.
Well, he would have fouled in the left-back position by Ndongala. Was caught on the knee as Woodham had beaten her to it and tried to skip away. Jess Fishlock's clubmate at Seattle Reign in the NWSL over in the States pushed herself down, seems to be okay. Getting a pat on the back from Gemma Evans. She's still limping, Woodham. Only 24 years old, made an excellent goal line clearance against the Netherlands on the weekend, saved a certain goal. Still limping away up towards halfway. Wales getting ready for this set play. At 1-1 with France with 33 gone in St Gallen. You're listening to TalkSport 2. As Gemma Evans stands ready to take this, arm in the air. Now she's been stopped by the referee, who's coming across for a word. Evans wants to know what this is all about, and I think she's been told she's taking too long. I think that Evans will say, well, I was waiting for the whistle.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she, you know, just as the referee's starting to come towards her there, she's telling her, I'm taking it, you know. So it's I understand the speeding up of these games, and I know that there's a lot of, you know, slow things that affect it, but ultimately ultimately that's waiting for the whistle. That's trying to get things set up. It's not delaying at this stage. I think you've got to be able to tell the difference.
Lily Woodham was booked for time wasting in Wales' opening game. Didn't want to repeat performance with Gemma Evans. And France have a throw-in on halfway. 34 gone now. France 1, Wales 1. At the end of the first half on Saturday was the time where Wales played some of their best football. It was also the time when they conceded the opening goal. Only to be undone by Melvina Malar coming forward. Through ball into the feet of Matteo. Back to goal, 25 yards out. Spreading play down the French left here with Basha inside to Matteo, and she's got into the penalty area behind the defender. Flashed across the face of goal, away by Josie Green. France still have it, but with far more defenders in their way. Forcing Amel Majri to go out wide. Carrie Holland with a strong tackle. Sends it away to the corner of the area. Ndongala. Blue shirts of France in the penalty area. And the Paris FC fullback is going to take the conservative route and head back towards halfway. Wales containing France at 1-1 in Group D. Keeping their hopes of a brilliant underdog story alive. Into the penalty area goes the latest French cross. Headed away once again with the same treatment. Forward by Carrie Holland to Fishlock in the centre circle. Turning away down from Ndongala. Whipping one out towards Holland, near side the Wales left. 10 minutes and a half left to go. Holland waiting for Ndongala to commit. The French defender did. And toe prods it out for a Wales throw as Carrie Holland puts her hands on her knees and takes a huge inhale, catching her breath in a half that has seen Wales do a lot of the running. And it is level for Rian Wilkinson's side. Woodham going to take the throw-in, taking it short towards James. Captain will have it back now from a 1-2 with Holland, up towards Fionn Morgan on the edge of the area, couldn't control it. France trying to get out of their defensive third with Diani, who's had to drop back to start something. Scrapping away now with Holland, who ends up on the turf. Diani played fairly, says the referee. Up to Matteo on halfway. France moving the ball quickly. Majri left for the ball into Toletti. Now 20 yards inside the Wales half. Trying to spin into some free space. Majri again on the flank. Put in towards Gayora, 35 yards out. Matteo's dropped away to pick up the ball on the edge of the area. Toletti now down the right hand side. Woodham blocking the cross. Wales fans love that. And they also love the clearance away from Holland. Another wave of pressure. And Wales have survived it, but France are coming with renewed vigour. Down the left hand side this time. Basher it is. Into the feet of Gayora. Wales with 9 players behind the ball. 1-2. Gayora into the penalty area. Cutting away from the defender. Crossing towards the back post. There's only Lily Woodham there. And Wales have dealt with the danger again.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot going on movement-wise with France at the moment, and the communication in Wales when they're starting to get tired because they're having to defend resolutely all the time, the communication has to stay there because there's little windows now where players are unmarked in key areas, and if they're found, it's going to cause Wales a problem. And just then, they've worked so hard to win the ball back, and Lily Woodham has smashed it up in the air. Fionn Morgan's free to feet, so you've just got to be calm in those moments.
Crossing from the French right once again. Referee has whistled, but for a Welsh free kick. As Matteo was one of those queuing up in the penalty area, and I think a few of the French players wondered if they were going to get a penalty shout from the cross from Majri. Matteo adjudged to have been holding as and Harry James went to clear. Safi Middleton-Patel has gone down, the Welsh goalkeeper, inside her penalty area with a glove on her left ankle. Now she was brought in for Olivia Clark for this game. The Welsh physio team coming on now. They do have Clark and the uncapped Poppy Soper on the bench, but for a player who's been talked about as the future of Welsh goalkeeping, it'll be a nervy moment as she gets an ankle tested out.
I think obviously there's been a lot of pressure in these last few minutes, so I think it's something that all the players will be feeling a little bit. It's it's an opportunity to just take a breath back and make sure that everybody around that, away from that, while Safi Middleton-Patel is getting some treatment, just to kind of regroup and make sure that they're composed with what they're doing next. So it's like those little moments when you regain possession after being under the pump for quite a while. It's so important to try and relax, and it's hard because you've got to flip your mindset to being calm, controlled, look after the ball. Otherwise, you just invite the pressure back on yourself all the time. So I'm sure that's, just that bit of composure now is part of the conversation.
Middleton Patel back up on her feet, ready to take this free kick. France 1, Wales 1 in the 39th minute. There's an action-packed summer on TalkSport this week. Spain versus Italy in the Women's Euros on TalkSport 2 coming up on Friday night. And Sunday, England versus Wales, that's over on TalkSport. When on TalkSport 2 we'll have the Club World Cup final. Chelsea in action against either Paris Saint-Germain or Real Madrid. Plus reports on Wimbledon and the England cricket team against India. As France come forward, through ball towards Melvin Millar into the penalty area, and Middleton Patel showed herself well, and if she's struggling physically, well, it didn't show as she raced away to deal with the Manchester United player attacking. A cute through ball through the middle from Majri. Angle was tough, the goalkeeper got there and sees it out for a corner kick at 1-1.
This is a fantastic response from Safia Middleton Patel. The ball's coming through 1v1. She's so fast out, and she gets an absolutely vital touch on this ball to stop Mallard from getting round her.
In comes the corner, deep towards the back stick, trying to flick it forward to France now. It drops to Majri, who's going to volley harmlessly over the bar. And still safe Wales are at 1-1. Those set pieces do seem a worrying area for a side who've done much of the defending in this opening half of the game. 1-1. France with that early goal, and a brilliant goal from Clara Matteo. Tested and volleyed in from a corner. And despite the best efforts of Kayleigh Barton on the line to head the ball away, nothing the goalkeeper could have done. And down the other end, a scrappy but brilliant and milestone goal from Jess Fishlock. I've just been told we've had a video assistant referee check in the background for a potential penalty. Nothing seemed likely to pass the penalty test in real time, and the check is over almost as quickly as it was announced. And we can get back to the live action. 41st minute, France 1, Wales 1. Diani, 10 yards inside the Wales half. Forward it went to Majri, slammed into the shins of Fionn Morgan, back defending. France edging further into Wales territory. Majri back into the centre circle this time. Toletti wide out to the left hand side. 4 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. Basha opting against moving forward, and instead plays in her centre half. Sombath forward over into the attacking third now with Ndongala running against Holland, infield towards Majri, crossed into the penalty area way over the head of Matteo, and an easy gather for Middleton Patel. 1-1.
I think that just spell there, that spell there for Wales. There was a little bit of possession.
Well, certainly going to be a foul on Kayleigh Barton, and a yellow card has come out for Salma Basha. The referee didn't have long to think about that. 42nd minute, France get their first yellow card of the contest. Barton went up for it. The French player was well late and sent a forearm into Kayleigh Barton's back, and so a free kick to Wales 15 yards inside their own half. All square at 1-1.
I think this is another opportunity for Wales to consider how they want to get forward last few minutes before half time. Just control the ball, whether they decide to go into the box and really commit to it, or they just look to keep possession. And every time they've played through Middleton Patel, as we've said a few times in the commentary already, she's just had such a positive influence on the possession control for Wales.
Free kick to be taken by Josie Green, and taking it backwards, curiously, towards Middleton Patel. Goalkeeper, but she played it very close to Clara Matteo there, and I'm not sure that Wales wanted that ball further forward. Gemma Evans was set upon by a multitude of French players. She's managed to clear it by the way of a French shin into Lily Woodham, who does eventually get the ball over halfway. Curious wisdom to start that free kick playing backwards. 9 Wales players were nearer to the French goal. Here's Ndongala, halfway inside Wales half, back over halfway into her own territory to bring in Sombath. France dominating possession, close to 70% of the ball so far. Only one statistic that matters though, and it says France 1, Wales 1. 2 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. Matteo spinning, back to goal, trying to get away from the defender. Kerry Holland's jumped in, and it's a penalty to France. and you can be undone by these top sides in the blink of an eye. And Kerry Holland, the wrong side of the defender, went jumping in. Matteo cropped, brought to ground, and France got a chance just before half-time to re-establish their lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of led from when Gemma Evans has gone tight. She's gone too tight, not able to see the ball. Matteo's spun her, and then Kerry Holland's come in. And to be honest, as soon as she looks, I knew this was coming. You could tell she was going to dive in, and she was always the wrong side. These are the things that, you know, a minute and 15 out from half time. These are the things that Wales cannot be doing, you know, that they've got to learn from.
Well, there's a cluster of French players around the penalty spot. Summer Bash is having a word with the referee. We've also got the thoughts of Rachel Rowe being fed into the Swiss officials here. French players look like they were trying to defend the penalty mark. All the players have been banished now, and so France at 1-1 in this game, given a chance in the final minutes of first half normal time to set themselves back into the lead at 2-1. Safia Middleton-Patel in goal. Going to try and keep this one out and keep Wales at level pegging going into the break. A similar story on match day one. A concession that hurt Wales right before half-time. The seconds tick down. Referee still speaking to the player stood on the edge of the penalty area. And only now is she getting herself into position. As all the while, the Wales fans behind the goal are trying to put France off here. Right in the stroke of half-time. Oh, it's saved, but it's rolled in, and Kadidiatou Diani has put France back into the lead. And Safia Middleton-Patel did all she could to keep it out, but it's a cruel one. She left her legs dangling. It was rolled down the middle. It spins away off the goalkeeper's boots, and the net does ripple to the sound of French fans cheering. And as we enter one single minute of added time, it is France who lead by a single goal again, 2-1.
It's such a painful one to watch. You know, it's a poor penalty, quite frankly. It's hit with not a lot of pace, just slightly off centre, but as a keeper, you know, she's got to make a judgment call to try and make the save, which she commits to, but it does hit her legs because it's just not a very good penalty. But unfortunately, because she's had to commit to a dive, it's just managed to spin off her foot and go in. I really feel for Middleton-Patel there, to be honest, and also just the situation here going into half-time. Again, a goal down for Wales at this moment in time.
Well, it's not over yet. We have got 1 minute of added time now complete, and that's now been changed from 1 minute to 6 minutes. We got given the information that there will be 1 minute of added time, and I'm trying to work out where they've got 6 from.
I'm not sure, but there is another 5, so it might not be 2-1 to France by the time they go in.
Well, let's see. France 2, Wales 1, into 6 minutes now of added time. The fourth officials board hadn't been shown, given what was going on with the penalty and the fracas around the penalty spot, but it is Diani's goal from 12 yards. Really harsh if they gave it as an own goal against Middleton-Patel. I never quite understand how these things work. But, well, Abigail Davis, our Wales reporter, you were singing the praises of Safia Middleton-Patel at the start of this game. Fine margin to the major tournament, and how unlucky can you get?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll still be singing her praises. She's done some things sensationally well in this first half as she collects the ball now to regroup and recompose for Wales. Just picking it up, toying with the France forward. But yeah, she's done so much right, and very, very fine margins. Can't really judge her for that penalty and the way it's unfolded, because like Rian said, she had to make a decision. She had to commit to trying to save the penalty, and it was just unfortunate that she came so close to keeping it out because it was such a bad penalty in the end.
As Wales and Fishlock over the top, played through into the penalty area for Fionn Morgan. It's not behind by France. Alice Sombat, who's calling to her defenders, surely to ask where they were, because she was alone there having to deal with the threat, and she's put it out for a Wales corner. 3rd minute of added time the first half. Wales trailing France by 2-1. And their last attempt on target was Jess Fishlock's goal in the 13th minute. Corner far side the Wales right. The referee has had several words with several players in dead ball situations, and Jess Fishlock is the latest to court her attention. And a gaggle of Wales players clustered around the front post. In it comes, in swinger, deep towards the back post, headed away towards Rachel Rowe in the 18-yard box, got a half volley to send it back in, only found a French player, and it's cleared over halfway while Middleton Patel is waiting. Forward towards Kerry Holland, far side of Wales right now. Fionn Morgan level with the edge of the penalty area, took a brave call to try and knock it through the legs of the defender. She got away from Taniba Samora, but Sani Toletti was there and cleared it away to give Wales another throw-in the attacking third. And Rhian Skinner, what a response to going behind again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what you want to see though, isn't it? This is a definite never say die attitude, which you absolutely need. There's a long way to go. You know, they've worked so hard in the game, Wales. In possession, better I'd say than the last game as well. So that's a positive in terms of progress from the game. I think defensively you can expect that they're going to have to put some of these big tackles in. That's a fantastic tackle by Anne-Harriet James there to stop a transition to attack from France. So these bits, they've got to take these positives into half-time for sure.
Half-time is around about 90 seconds away on TalkSport 2. Those are the thoughts of Rhian Skinner, the former Wales assistant boss and current West Ham manager. We'll be analysing this first half come the break. And looking ahead to a second that will hold the secrets as to whether Wales can shock France again as they did a quarter of an hour into this game. But it's the French who lead by 2-1 as Ndongala misplaces a pass coming down the French right wing. Wales have a throw halfway inside their own half. Wooden to take it. Long over halfway towards Holland. Turning to try and bring it into the possession of Fionn Morgan, but it bounces off her. And now Ndongala for France. Over halfway towards Guilloro. Well marked by Rachel Rowe. And so out for a throw-in to France. Final 60 seconds of the 6 added minutes. As a pensive Rhea Wilkinson looks on. They've had to rewrite plans for a half-time team talk given the events as we crossed over into added time. France wants a free kick and they'll get a free kick 40 yards from the Wales byline, and Ndongala was brought down having played through ball down the line towards Diani. Ran into Kerry Holland for my money. I'm not sure there was anything more in that. Whether the Wales player had a little look, I'm not sure. Either way, France will have the set play to likely close out the half.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything major, but they just look like their kneecaps have kind of come together and it can be quite sore. I don't think it shouldn't be a booking or anything like that. You know, it's probably classed as a bit of an obstruction, you know, but it's tough because they're both competing for the ball there. You can see Kerry Holland sort of shrugging her shoulders to probably ask that question, to be honest.
Well, she muttered something, and if I had to guess what it was, I'd probably say game's gone. But 6 minutes of added time have been completed. France 2-1 up against Wales, who've made another good first half account of themselves at these Euros. As it's taken short by Basha. In towards Ndongala. Still tight to the right-hand touchline. Now whipped towards the back post. Blue shirts queuing up. Defensive header away. It's an important time for Wales. It's going to trickle out for a throw-in. Is there going to be time for France to take it? No, there isn't. Referee calling time in the first half. It's given us plenty to talk about. France with captain Grace Guilloro standing over the ball, getting ready to kick off this second period as France look to keep themselves at the top of Group D after England's 4-0 win over the Netherlands earlier. And it is away we go with the help of the French skipper. And so Wales, having got themselves back into this game after 13 minutes through Jess Fishlock, are now going to have to do the same again after that late penalty converted by Kadidiatou Diani, one that Safia Middleton Patel almost kicked out with her outstretched boots, but it wasn't to be. So underway for the all-important second 45 minutes on TalkSport 2. Cameron Pope and Rhian Skinner on commentary as France come forward for the first attack, and it's a tame one crossed in by Melwyn Ndongala, put it straight to Anne-Harriet James, that can clear up towards halfway. Here's Jess Fishlock sprinting away into the French half. She had that moment in the tackle with Guilloro first half where she took a blow to the top of the foot and looked as if she might have to come off, but she's out for the second half, and indeed there are no changes either side, Rhian Skinner.
Yeah, no, and I think both teams, that makes sense actually. There's nothing needed from Wales, I don't think. Those players are working really hard. It's working well overall, so I think it's an opportunity to get another 10-15 minutes, before you're starting to think maybe energy's starting to wane a little bit, and that they can add some other options going forward that have got pace as well, Wales. So, there's definitely, as Abby was saying at the start, there's more depth in the squad, there's more options here, so still opportunities here for Wales.
You're listening to Women's Euro Live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order the iconic Big Arch on the McDonald's app. France halfway inside the Wales half, coming down their far side right flank. There's Giora with a back to goal up against Harry James. Back over the halfway line. France setting the tempo slowly in this second period. Basha near side the French left. France leading by 2-1. Played straight towards Woodham, who cleared up her own line to Esther Morgan. And the ball now up against Melvina Mallard. Half a clearance by Wales as now Matteo picks up the ball left hand side in towards Mallard, gets across into the penalty area, didn't get all of the ball, and plays it straight into the grateful hands of Safia Middleton Patel. France showcasing their danger, just on the way in the second half in this one. Shortly on TalkSport, they'll be back underway for the second half of the Club World Cup semi-final. Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 up on Real Madrid and set to face Chelsea in the final, which will be on TalkSport 2 on Sunday at 8 p.m, because there's another big game on TalkSport at 8 p.m. on Sunday, and Wales will hope they are still alive and fighting when they take on England in the final group game. That'll also be in St Gallen. Wales fans still bringing the volume as many want, clad in red, file back into their seats. Kerry Holland 10 yards inside the France half, down the line towards Fionn Morgan. They've got Kayleigh Barton in the middle here, Wales. Ball on the byline, back to Holland now into the penalty area. French defenders on the stretch here. Ball cleared away from Holland as she was gaining pace. Now out to the right hand side for the French with Ndongala. Inside towards Majri, let it slip under her boots to Harry James's gain. Doubled up on here, the Welsh captain goes down under the challenge of Majri, just enough in it for the referee. And a free kick to Wales, 3.5 minutes into the second half as they trail by 2-1.
A couple of really positive little bits of play there. Kerry Holland's played with the outside of a boot to get Fionn Morgan down the outside. That's led to an opportunity where they've had a box entry, and Harry James has just picked up that ball, and she's really driven at the French defenders and created all kinds of problems that's led to this free kick. Just really positive play to try and get into attacking areas for Wales, and now they've got a free kick for their efforts.
So Woodham and Holland practically stood off the pitch. The free kick is so wide for Wales. 2-1 down, 49 minutes gone. Holland with her arms in the air, offering a right-footed option. Woodham a left one. 2 in the wall for France. A smattering of white Wales shirts in the penalty area. Peyra Mannion waiting in goal. It's going to be Holland on the right foot, flashed in towards Fishlock, bounces up. Now Fishlock tight to the byline, trying to take it away from Toletti, who recovered herself. And Majri clears for France. Wales might yet pick it up again halfway inside French territory, but no, the pace of Diani too good. Over halfway now towards Matteo. Scored the goal that separates the sides. Forward towards Giora, who was isolated in blue, and on one bounce out comes Middleton Patel to gather on the edge of the penalty area. The counter-attacking threat neutralised, and France leading 2-1.
I think just in this, it just shows the effort and attitude again from Wales. Josie Green has just sprinted the full length of the pitch to get back to try and affect Giora, and the whole time Middleton Patel's just ready to pick up the bits behind the back line, come and claimed it, cool as you like, just took the pressure off there from Wales. And I think that they've got to commit these moments to try and create something for themselves. You risk a little bit on that transition piece there, but actually, at the same time, there are moments you've got to try and get those numbers forward to get yourself a goal in the game. So you will probably see a little bit more of those transitions. It's just how Wales can manage that.
Forward comes Toletti for France, 45 yards out from goal. Into Mallard, tight to the left touchline for France, trying to peel away in the 1-2, well read by James. Not for a French throw-in. Blue shirts dotting around the attacking third now, waiting for Bash's throw. And the Leon fullback has gone short. Majri, her clubmate, further away from goal now. Taniba Samora into the attacking third for Majri once again, shepherded away by the Welsh captain James. Forward come France again. This time Majri will get a touch on it. Brought out to the left-hand side. Up against Kayleigh Barton, corner of the area. Now Basho on the left boot, putting one inside into the penalty area for Diani. Shrugged off the ball by James again. And Wales win it back, and with a swing of the boot to the goalkeeper. And clear over halfway. Trailing still by 2-1. All goals in the first half brought to you on TalkSport 2. Here is Taniba Samora to her defensive comrade Alice Sombat. Over halfway now for France. This is where they get you. Start off slow and then an incisive ball towards Gayoro. Edge of the area, cross deflected off Woodham, who called for a goalkeeper to come, and come she did. And Middleton Patel with a gather again. 2-1.
I think maybe just a little bit of a tactical bit of pressure from France is that they're overloaded.
Patel's lost it in the penalty area to Matteo. Angle is tight, cuts it back, Majri towards goal, and France on a third. And a goal that was utterly avoidable. And France double the advantage. 7.5 minutes into the second half. And a tough moment for Safia Middleton Patel. Wales' young goalkeeper took too long on the ball, got herself caught by Matteo, who did what all good strikers do, kept her head up, didn't flap, played it back, and then Amel Majri curling one into the far corner. And it is France 3, Wales 1.
Yeah, disappointing for Middleton Patel. She pops the ball down, plays it out to Esther Morgan, gets it back. She's under pressure from Majri. She just needs to put a foot through the ball. I'm not sure she sees where the pressure comes from so early. Matteo puts her under pressure. Majri follows up and obviously gets the chance. And it's just disappointing. We're within 10 minutes of the second half again, and this is a goal now that makes it a real uphill struggle, unfortunately, at 3-1. But look, I just think she knows, you can tell she knows, and so it's important now they move on quickly and they keep going forward and trying to create opportunities.
The gap has grown. Majri with the tea celebration, celebrating with the bench. With a 3-1 lead, they are set to go back to the top of the group, displacing England, who had it momentarily after their 4-0 win over the Netherlands earlier on. So as it stands, France with a full complement of 6 points, England and the Netherlands with 3 each. And the main tiebreaker is head-to-head, so that is a massive win for Serena Wiegman's team earlier on. And Wales bottom with no points as it stands. They've got their first goal in the major finals, courtesy of Jess Fishlock. That rapid breakaway on a quarter of an hour. They're going to need some more magic now. And France are coming forward again. Their appetite for goals not sated. It's Majri, scorer of the most recent, who has it on the edge of the box but loses it. And there are so many blue French shirts available whenever they come across halfway area.
Yeah, the biggest, I was just about to say before that happened, France are targeting the left-hand side, so the right-hand side for Wales quite a lot. They're consistently playing with players inside the pocket, players on the outside. It's making a 4 versus 3 out wide.
Oh, here comes Basher with a cross, slams it in low, and Middleton Patel dives and catches. And after the goalkeeper's error in the lead up to France's third, she'll be glad to have the ball safely between her gloves and to throw herself at the shins of the oncoming strikers. That one is neutralised. France 3, Wales 1.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they've got to release a centre-back or a central midfielder out to be able to manage the extra player. That's going to be the most important thing, otherwise that's going to keep happening. And it happened against the Netherlands the other day. That player in the pocket, spoke about it before the game started. France didn't really use it first half. It was sometimes there, but not often. Now it's starting to cause some challenges for Wales, and France are getting in behind because of it.
So France leading by 3-1. A throw into Wales, 20 yards from the French corner flag. Phil Morgan wanted a free kick when she was brought down by Alice Sombat. On a clear night in St Gallen, Wales will return on Sunday against England. Mr Morgan looking for a short option. In the end he decided to go down the line where Selma Basher was waiting, but hacked it at the French player. And it is a Wales throw, albeit 5 yards closer to the corner flag. Here's Fishlock, still battling away, out off the shins of Mallard as she onrushed for another Wales throw-in. With a 2-goal gap to try and chip away at. Woodham in the centre circle for Wales, chipping forward towards Rachel Rowe, but it's out on the full, and so France have a turnover ball. It was about this time on Saturday in the Netherlands game, Rianne, that we saw some changes be made, and I wonder if the same might be in the offing for Rian Wilkinson's side.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think, overall the energy doesn't look low. It doesn't look like anything's changed from that perspective. It's just whether Rian Wilkinson thinks that there's maybe a tactical change that requires a different personnel, or it's just kind of at that stage really. The subs are rotating in terms of the warm-up that we can see on the sideline at the moment, but nothing obvious at the minute.
So 3 to go before the hour mark on TalkSport 2. France 3, Wales 1. As we await the throw-in from Esther Morgan, halfway inside her own half, down the line. And she goes towards Kayleigh Barton. It skims off the back of her head, forward towards Fionn Morgan, who's beaten through it by the defender Samora. In her own defensive third, back to her goalkeeper, and Basher will clear away at the near side French left flank. Here's Mallard put under pressure. Owen Fishlock has won it back and into the penalty area now for Kerry Holland. Turns inside and outside and shoots and deflected wide, and it rolled across the face of goal. It's going to have to be a corner, surely. And Kerry Holland, well, a bit of magic there. She turned one way against Alice Sombat, then the other, then took the strike from wide angle, took a deflection off the defender, curved away from goal. Wales have got a corner. They're 3-1 down.
The pressure from Wales there was just fantastic. Fionn Morgan's gone again to put pressure on, but Kerry Holland's jumped from the left-hand side and made it really hard for France to get out through central areas. Esther Morgan's then jumped into that. Jess Fishlock wins it. Kerry Holland maybe could have taken on the chance a little bit earlier actually, but look, she's got a great shot off. It's created a corner, and here's another big chance for Wales.
58 minutes gone. Still 2 goals in it in favour of France. In swinging corner towards the back post where Barton rose for it. Got a flick on it, one to the corner, and France get the goal kick. Still 3-1, they lead in St Gallen.
It's a good opportunity here for Wales. I think it just comes off Kayleigh Barton's head as a sort of like a flick on, as opposed to a quality chance on target. But these are the things that Wales just need to play for. The great pressure, braver with those moments, because as I've said in the first half, they've shown opportunities where they can transition. They've just done it again in their own half. They've nicked it back off France. They were away and France have fouled them. So still real positive signs that Wales are trying to take the game to France and get back in this.
Yes, free kick won by Rachel Rowe. Wales is half of the centre circle as France get ready to make their first change of the game. It's going to be the Everton striker Kelly Gargo, who was kept on the sidelines against England. And so Laurent Bonnaday looking to further rotate his squad, getting those key tournament minutes in, as Rianne Skinner said earlier on. Here is Rachel Rowe for Wales, 20 yards inside the French half. Showed too much to the defender and a foot away from Ndongala, and France leading by 3-1. Middleton Patel starts again from goalkeeper. Up towards Josie Green, 30 yards for her own goal. Oh, and got her feet stuck as well. It should have been a simple ball out to Esther Morgan at right back, but it's been seized upon by Mallard. And France have options in the middle, looking for Mateo at the back post, and a defensive intervention, well timed from Josie Green to flick it away from the Paris SC woman. And out for a throw-in instead, and nothing more serious. As the hour mark comes up, France leading by 3-1.
Just a mistake there, she's looking up at the player she's trying to play to, Josie Green, and she just catches a standing foot, catches the ball before she tries to make the pass. But, in good position underneath the ball. They've won it back now from the throw-in, Wales. They're having a breakaway now with Fionn Morgan, numbers in advance. Just really positive play again here.
Fionn Morgan out to the near side, Wales right. Kayleigh Barton, the furthest white shirt forward, holding up the ball on the flank now. She's got reinforcements in a more central berth, but she takes a safer option going back to halfway. And Josie Green moving the ball away from Clara Mateo as Wales lose their momentum but keep their possession. Can they keep on at the France side? They have caused problems for, just as they did against the Netherlands on the weekend. Came away with no points from that one. Long ball forward though has not worked out. It's gone straight to Selma Basher. in France's left-back role, and the French can start again from the defensive third. Still waiting to make that change. Gargo is stripped and ready to come on and enter the attack, as France walk the ball up towards halfway with Basha. Stands on it, left-footed ball back into her own half. Wales all inside their own half now. Forward down the right-hand side for France this time with Gayora. And Sombat, the central defender. Those two exchanging passes. Now down the line, right-hand side. Wales having to defend the ball halfway inside their own half. Kerry Holland doing just that against Diani. 1-2 for Diani, doesn't come off though. It was met quickly by Rachel Rowe. Only clears as far as Gayoro though. France player down in back play, then gets Mateo. And Gayoro 35 yards out. France 3-1 up. Shaping for a shot is Basha, 40 yards out on the angle, and then was shut down by Fionn Morgan. And so France holding the ball. Wales keeping them at arm's length for the moment. Forward by Sombat, far side French right. Now Ndongala against Holland, Rowe helping her out. French player down to the byline and doubling back. Mateo looking for a crossing position, corner of the area. Wales still defending. Now Samora. Constant pressure from France. Yet to produce a shot though, this move in its many phases. Basha. Now left hand side of the area. Into Malar. Level with the edge of the box. Still Wales holding their shape. Everybody doing their job. Still 2 goals though, the deficit. 62.5 minutes gone on TalkSport 2. Here's Mateo. Now to the right hand side. Skips the pass away too quickly off a boot, and Woodham half had it cleared. Now Mateo coming back at it. Diani into the penalty area. Gets the crossing from the ball and overhead of Mateo, and it's ended up crossing the line and rolling into the inside netting. Mallard is claiming it, and France have their 4th goal, and Wales are being undone now in the second half by one of the best teams in the tournament. They get 3 goals, and France are exuding their class.
Yeah, this is a tough goal to watch, because actually the shape, the organisation, as you were talking about, was so good, but Kerry Holland just switches off at the last minute, and it just goes in between her and Gemma Evans, and then Diani's in a crossing position, and Gayoro just gets in between Esther Morgan and Josie Green because they're over covering, and you know, from that it's just a little side foot pass as Middleton Patel's trying to get something on that, and they were doing so well. But this is what we're saying about these quality teams, the rotations that they do, the timing of the movement. You've constantly got to be switching on and repositioning to make sure nobody runs on the inside of you, you know, to get into those box areas. And I think it's just really good patience from France, in fairness to them. Some subs coming into it now for Wales, just to maybe change the energy a little bit here. Katie Barton's on her way out for Hannah Kane, so she's coming on. We know she's got pace, we know she's got goal scoring capabilities. Rhiannon Roberts is also coming on the pitch. At the moment, not sure. Lily Woodham is coming off the pitch for her, so more than likely Esther Morgan, Josie Green in those full-back areas, and Rhiannon Roberts in as a centre-back.
And France too are going to make that long-awaited change. Kelly Gargo is going to come on. Graskioro, the captain, got the final touch, by the way. We've now ascertained it hit her on the shin as Safia Middleton Patel dived for it. And so France have brought up the 4. They're still waiting for these changes though, France. They've not opted to bring on Gargo and Lou Boguer, because they're coming forward again with Mateo down the left flank. Gets shoved off it by Rachel Rowe, and it will be a dead ball for France. So Wales with that double chain. Hannah Kane and Rhiannon Roberts on for Kaylee Barton and Lily Woodham. Now France will make that double change of their own. So Gargo and Boguer, a forward and a left back. Gargo of Everton in the WSL. Boguer plays football for France's 3rd team, Paris FC. It's Basha making way. This will be for Boguer. Basha on a bucket. With France now comfortably in control of this game. Gargo waiting for Malar to make way. And so the Manchester United player off. Gargo, who played no part in the opening game of the tournament, now makes her way on. So France 4, Wales 1, 24.5 minutes to go. France keeping that pressure on the rest of the group with their exemplary record so far. 4 different scorers: Matteo, Diani, Masri, Gayora. Would fishlock for Wales after 13 minutes of the game. 1-1 at the time, and it was for much of the first half. France, not only are they eyeing top spot and a place in the quarter-finals, they're also eyeing their biggest win of the European Championships, 5-1 against Italy 3 years ago. Gayora scored a hat-trick in that one. But really, it's been a team effort from the side who are aiming to go all the way for the first time at the European Championships, and Wales now, well, with this game as good as over as a contest, I think it's fair to say, with a quarter of it to go. Have to focus on the small victories, their first goal in a major tournament. Again, the fact that they've cancelled out for large swathes elite side, all of whom, virtually without exception, play for Europe's top sides, but momentary laxness has cost them again. As France come forward looking for goal number 5, it's Masri halfway inside the Welsh half. Focus now will soon turn to the England game on Sunday, which you can listen to on TalkSport. England still very much fighting for their place in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think, you know, an England-Wales game is always one to watch. I think both teams want to work really hard against each other, and, you know, for Wales to beat England, it's a huge thing. It's a hugely competitive game, really, so that'll definitely be something that, you know, we're obviously looking forward to, for sure, and to see if England obviously will need to win that game as well.
Well, wouldn't Wales like to be the ones to spoil the party for the Lionesses, the defending champions, even if they themselves have seen their chances of progression drop to among the slimmest. As France come forward again down the right-hand side with Ndongala, halfway inside the Wales half. France leading by 4-1. They were 2-1 up at the break. With Samura centre circle, Wales half of the field. Out to Boguer, newly introduced. Down to the fellow substitute, Gago, in off the left flank, edge of the area. Gayora trying to play a through ball through the middle. Stopped by Josie Green and cleared over halfway. France will start again. Samura it is. That left flank that's been so good for them so far. Down the line into Gayora. This could be 5. Tipped away by the goalkeeper from Matteo's shot. And Wales have cleared it with Esther Morgan towards the edge of the area. And Safia Middleton-Patel called into action to try and deprive France. You might have to do so again though. Gayora. France have got a zip about them that Wales can't match. Boguer, left side of the penalty area, into Matteo, in the channel, getting a shot away towards goal, but it's a tame one. Largely due to the work of Hannah Kane, who took this thing out of the shots. Middleton-Patel can hold that one safely. 4-1.
Really good play from France here. Again, they're trying to overload and play those gaps. And now Rhiannon Roberts gone on the right back, Esther Morgan out to the left. Again, they're trying to penetrate those areas between Josie Green and Rhiannon Roberts, and it's still causing Wales problems because they're running into the box in key areas. It's so hard for Wales at the moment to get the pressure on higher up the pitch that they had previously. Look, they're sitting into a mid-press now. They're dropping off as France have it, letting them come. There's a risk and a danger with that you're forever defending in and around your own box. When you then win it, the counter-attack is so far away, it's actually quite draining, you know. So they've got to be a little bit braver again and try and get that confidence back to release players up to press higher, because at this stage you've got nothing to lose, you know.
You're listening to Women's Euro Live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's, ordered the iconic Big Arch on the McDonald's app. Abigail Davis, let's check in with you. What do you want to see from this last 20 minutes now?
Yeah, well, I think the Cymru players just look a little lethargic at the moment, don't they? Chasing shadows, France finding it so easy to play through them, and yet again they've got an opportunity down the left-hand side.
Down the left-hand side with patience. She's got in behind the defender, into the penalty area now, up to the dead ball line, and finally ran out of space against the whitewash. It's going to be a corner though, and so Gago showing why she's been introduced. A fresh pair of legs, and she took the race to Josie Green, who didn't quite have the pace to match it. And despite the best efforts of the goalkeeper, it is out for a corner. We'll catch up with Abby Davis again in a second, because France are looking for goal number 6 of this game, and the 5th for them. With Wales defending once more. White shirts surrounding Sandy Toletti, who's the most advanced France player in the 6-yard box. Waiting for Majri's left-footed corner into the penalty area, onto the penalty spot. A crowd of French players around it, nobody could control it, and Wales were clear as far as Ndongala, 45 yards out. Moving the ball quickly are France. Through the middle with Samura. Up towards Cargo, edge of the penalty area. Milton Patel gets the clearance in with the ball worked back to her by Green. And here's Fishlock, 10 yards inside her own half, trying to sprint over the halfway line now. Down the line on the right foot towards Hannah Kane, cutting inside, sandwiched between defenders and stopped. And Toletti wins it back. Abigail Davis, back to you.
In terms of the stories, it feels like we've reverted back to what was happening early on, but back to you, because France are on the attack again.
And it's a familiar story, isn't it? Because they're into the penalty area with Matteo, cutting it back behind Ianni. Euro line one up, and it was straight at Milton Patel, who parries once into the turf and clutches it to her chest. Eventually, after more threats from the French side. A deflected strike it was from Guillaume as well. She hit it with some zing towards the Wales goalkeeper. Managed to control it though. And France still going hell for leather for goal number 5. And, well, you might say it feels like an eventuality, Abby, the way that they come forward seemingly every time they cross halfway. But there have been so many positives again to take for Wales. That first goal as well. And stuff to build on looking forward to the England game now. Even if the chances of qualification hang by a thread, well, it's a party that the Wales fans seem keen to enjoy.
Yeah, I think positives in the first half certainly, but this second half we've been dropping deeper and deeper, and I think the time it's taken for us to react now. We were so good in those 1v1 situations in the opening half, we were so tight, we were so compact, but that's not there anymore. And yet again, another ball down the left hand side.
Here comes the captain Guillaume in down the left hand channel, trying to get one back out to the touchline. Now she goes infield instead with Majri spinning away from Fishlock. Edge of the attacking third now for France, who lead by 4 goals to 1. Winning as many goals as England did against the Netherlands earlier on. England meeting Wales in the final group game on Sunday. France forward again with Toletti. Flick from Majri. Goes straight to Fishlock, who can clear. And now Wales coming forward. 17 to go. Looking for their second of the night. It's played ahead of Fionn Morgan, who hangs her head in frustration. The ball forward from Anhara James, and she apologises. The Wales captain to a striker. There's the ball at the feet of the French goalkeeper Pedro Magnan, who hasn't had much to do in this second half.
No, not at all, and I think it's those are the frustrating moments really. Wales have done such a good job to win that ball back, and again this is sort of like the first half, and Abby was just starting to say that, you know, against the Netherlands, that basically when they've won the ball, and Harry James, very experienced player, she's got space to travel, she's taking that space, and then she's expecting the run in behind to beat all of the France back line for pace, releases that pass, but actually she's got another 15-20 yards that she can go herself, get more bodies up and around, play with a little bit more quality. It's becoming a little bit direct with not a lot of quality at the moment.
Here comes Diani, she's got a lot of quality, followed by Holland, far side the France right, 30 yards from the corner flag. Esther Morgan's won that back and then takes a hefty whack as the ball runs out for a Wales throw. It will just be a throw. Melwood and Ndongala, the opposite party. Another double change for France to be had. We're going to see Sandy Baltimore and Marie Antoinette Katoto coming on. The big guns are being brought on. If they weren't already on the field, Clara Matteo, who got the scoring underway at in the 8th minute with that volley from a corner, is being replaced. And that penalty also that changed the game really on the stroke of half time. And so Katoto will come on for her, netted on Saturday, on the weekend against England. And Sandy Baltimore of Chelsea also getting ready to come on. Graska Yoro is going to replace her. Illustrious names that Laurent Bonnaday can look to on the bench.
Yeah, this is a tough task this now, with these two coming on the pitch as well at this stage of the game. Just as Abby was saying, Wales are looking a little bit leggy now in midfield. It's been a real tough shift, you know. I think that's obviously for Jess Fishlock, for Harry James, for Rachel Rowe. They've really put a lot of work into this game, and for these players now to be coming on, who we know are quick, we know we're going to try and get in behind quickly in Katoto and Baltimore. It's basically, with Wales have got to be a little bit braver at getting the ball forward and keeping it away from them and actually taking the game to France a little bit more.
Fishlock dummies and forward. Fionn Morgan plays the ball out to the Wales right hand side ahead of Kane, who can't chase it down though. France work it back to goalkeeper Peyramania. Only cleared as far as James. 35 yards out, ran straight into the defender though. Boguer it was. And Gargo on the French left flank, halfway inside their own half, running up against James again. And the Welsh captain wins it back, slams it against the shins of the defender, and out for a Wales throw. Double change for Wales now to be made. Lois Joel is going to get her first taste of action at this tournament, and Carrie Jones as well. We're going to wait for a second because it seems that Rhiannon Roberts is intent on taking this throw in first. We're at 76 minutes in the game. France leading Wales by 4 games to 1. Now a more advanced throw in 2. Boguer has headed the first out of play. And it will be Roberts again. Scanning for a white shirt, goes over the head of Kane into the penalty area for Fionn Morgan, holding up with a back to goal, corner of the area, can't find a white shirt, and France only half play though. It's straight to Rachel Rowe, got a head up, played to a defender, lucky bounce for the second ball. Now Fionn Morgan 35 yards out to Hannah Kane, crossing from the right towards the back post, but it's too deep, and Kerry Holland with the best effort to keep it in, but it is to be a dead ball. France 4, Wales 1.
Good opportunity there for Wales, positive signs, good quality on the throw. Fionn Morgan's tried to stay in the box as long as she can. A little bit of a miscommunication with Anna Harry-James. She's trying to roll it back for her to be able to get into the game, but actually they've maintained possession. Rachel Rowe nice and positive, trying to dribble and get forward, and then the ball out to Hannah Kane's the right decision. She's got loads of time and space. Cross just needs to be a little bit better.
Lois Joel is going to come on for Wales to replace Fionn Morgan. And we're also going to see the exits of Rachel Rowe, because Carrie Jones, the Norrköping midfielder based in Sweden, is going to come on. 38 caps before tonight and only 21 years old. In fact, Abigail, you caught up with her recently, didn't you, Carrie Jones?
Yeah, I did indeed. It was really interesting speaking to her actually. She said that even at her tender age she sees a huge responsibility with the younger players in the squad, mainly because of how much experience she's got. Made her debut for Wales at just 15 years of age, and to put that into a bit of perspective, at that time she wasn't eligible to actually play for Cardiff City, so she made her Wales debut before she was eligible to play for Cardiff. But yeah, such an experienced player for 21, such an exciting prospect, good with both feet, her work ethic is fantastic, and I've been really excited to see more of her. I wish she'd been brought on a little bit sooner, if I'm honest, but yeah, 15 minutes to show what she's capable of.
Well, we've known for some time that it's highly unlikely we'll see Wales line up as the surprise story in the quarterfinals of their first major tournament, but this is the future we're talking about and we're looking to now, as Kerry Holland has a firm hold of the jersey of Marouane Ndongala and gets a yellow card as well, having pulled the racing French fullback back. And so free kick to France, level with the corner of the penalty area, their right flank, and Kerry Holland has got herself a yellow card. As France look for a 5th goal, they lead by 4 goals to 1. Stoic looking. Kerry Holland now looking on, exchanging some words with Hannah Kane. They're going to line up in the wall. The defensive line on the edge of the penalty area. So a short one for Wales as Majri gets ready to take this free kick for France. Hands on hips, tight to the right hand touchline. Plenty of attacking options in the middle. Katoto is in there, Gargo too, Diani also. Free kick is taken long. Swinger towards the penalty spot. Header up from Rhiannon Roberts, and then helped away by Josie Green. Clearance from Lois Joel, her first contribution of note, the Newcastle player. She's cleaned out, and a yellow card is in order for Kelly Gargo.
Yeah, for sure that's a foul. She's come out with the ball. They've done really well to manage that, Wales, and she's come out and straight away she's been clapped from behind from Gargo. So opportunity to regroup. 2 players on the pitch. They've just come on, obviously, just get into the game a little bit and obviously start to try and impact what they're doing now. Lois Joel's had a good start there.
10 to go. France 4, Wales 1 on TalkSport 2. Women's Euro action continues on Friday from 5 p.m. on TalkSport 2. Spain versus Italy. As Wales popped the free kick long and it only just evades Kerry Holland, who was the furthest Wales player forward. It bounced in the midst of many a France player, none of whom managed to get their boot on it. But it is out for a dead ball. 81 minutes on the clock. France 4, Wales 1. As Rhian Wilkinson paces around a technical area, she's talked to the press about the standards she sets for herself as well as her team. And they've fallen short on the night with glimpses of what they can offer. Here comes Carrie Jones, set away down the right flank for Wales. Stands across into Boguer's shins. And it is a corner to the Welsh side as they chase their second goal of the night. First coming a quarter of an hour in. Through Jess Fishlock, scrappy. Nobody cared that. A short wait for the video assistant referee. And to a man and woman, the Wales fans on their feet behind the goal as they await this corner kick to be delivered. A smattering of white jerseys surround the penalty spot. A couple more. Fishlock among them in the 6-yard box. Outswinger from Kerry Holland towards the goalkeeper who rises, drops it, ball is free, scramble towards goal, hacking at it, nobody can get there. The shot was from Josie Green. France just had enough bodies in the way. Wales close to a second goal, but France have got it clear. It remains 4-1.
Well, I don't know how that stayed out, Cameron. You know, it was so scrappy there, but you know, Peyri Monya's dropped the ball. Wales are there, chance.
And she might have another one to deal with now. Ball in from Fishlock, just too deep. And Hannah Kane was in there as well. It was the right direction, just the wrong power from Fishlock. As Ndongala goes down rather tamely against Hannah Kane. And Hannah Kane not happy with the referee. France have got themselves a free kick adjacent to their own corner flag. Leading by 4-1. Victory should be theirs now, as should be top spots in Group D. England and the Netherlands will be on 3 points apiece from Wales. Well, no points to take from their opening 2, but almost a second goal of the night there for Josie Green. She saw her opportunity, struck against the shins of the goalkeeper, and then for the second time against Katoto, who went down to ground to block it. And she herself now, Josie Green, has found herself in a spot of discomfort on the halfway line, rubbing her calf as the Wales fans shout for VAR, and I can only assume that was because in the lead up to that melee, or in part of that melee, Katoto came in rather high as she jumped in with a block. No time to ponder that though, the game was restarted. I don't think there was too much in it as Diani picks up the ball for France by the corner flag in the attacking zone. Back away from goal as the cross comes in. And it's from Baltimore and ricochets away off Holland. Out for a France throw as they lead by 4-1.
Yeah, I think that was just a really good chance there for Wales. Josie Green's had 2 goes at that in the box in that chaos. Hannah Kane's had a go at it as well. Just, you know, bodies, legs, everybody's trying to clear everything from France, and they just managed to get it out. I didn't see anything really going on that would lead to, you know, a penalty, but just another turnover here for Wales to be able to progress with.
You're listening to the Women's Euro live on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. All of the iconic Big Arch on the McDonald's app as Kane is fouled just shy of halfway, inside the French half in fact, by Sakina Karshawi, hopping herself back to her feet, Kane. As Rhian Wilkinson barks on instructions. 6 minutes to go in St Gallen. Wales trailing by 4-1. They were level for most of the first start through Jess Fishlock's goal after Clara Mateo's opener, but France have turned up the heat in the second half, went into the sheds with a 2-1 lead, and they built on it, and Wales have stopped them from going any further. Now goal, in fact, since the 63rd minute. And now in the 85th. France still looking to change that with Diani. Out to the attacking third, out to the right-hand side for France now. Back into Karshawi. Now spotting the captain's armband. Going for distance and shooting towards Safia Middleton-Patel, who got down well to her right-hand side and carried the ball away. Gargo, picks out a player in the box, whipping it towards the front post. It was Baltimore and trying to cross towards Diani. Didn't make it across to her though, and Wales cleared their lines. Baltimore, edge of the area, out to Gargo, left-hand side. Chance for the acrobatic there from Masri, who went for the overhead kick. It skims away from her. And France are still alive with Diani, far side, the French right, in towards Karshawi. Stopped from getting there by Fishlock. France building again. They want 5 from this game. They want to assert their dominance on Group D. Karshawi into the penalty area. This could be 5, and Diani over the bar.
I think just Wales are kind of a bit on thin ice at the moment, just not getting tight enough to these players again, so just dropping off, and Abby started talking about it earlier, just that little switch off now. They've got to get much tighter and stop these players from cutting inside into shooting positions. That's Karshawi that's had a shot, and now obviously from that one there we've just seen another one come in from Diani. So just so important to keep it tight, keep battling, keep getting pressure on in and around the box, and don't let these players get these chances that they're taking at the moment, France.
Well, now to be shared by 2 Wales legends. Jess Fishlock has scored Wales' first goal in major championships, and with a hug and a kiss he comes to meet Sophie Ingle on the halfway line, a player we didn't think we'd see at these European Championships. Fishlock isn't done yet though. She waves to the Wales supporters and they respond in full voice again. So one midfielder off, another iconic midfielder on. Sophie Ingle, last seen at Chelsea, a major injury doubt, an ACL injury in pre-season, hasn't played competitively since then, but she made the list for the tournament and she's been brought on now for the final 3 minutes of this game. A lovely moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so delighted to see Sophie Ingle back on the pitch, and you know, you're right, it is quite fitting actually, the 2 of them have done that substitute. Just been such a key part of the Wales team for so many years now, both of them. So much experience, club level, international level, you know, just 2 top professionals that have done so much to move the game forward in Wales.
Forward go France again, looking for goal number 5. 3 minutes of normal time in which to get it. Here is Gargo, level with the edge of the area. Through ball into Baltimore. Byline cuts it back, and the shot came in as well from Katoto, but it veers away from goal. There might have been a defensive touch from Josie Green, and now the flag has gone up anyway. So immaterial. Wales still holding out France. There's an air of, when you're playing a top team, an air of respectability about a 4-1 scoreline that does diminish, I think, if it gets to 5. But France and Wales have not allowed that to happen. There were times in this game, notably in the first half, when France were running into chances freely and took the lead inside the opening 10 minutes, and then in the opening part of the second half with those 2 quick goals to really take the game away from Wales, where France could have made this into a rout, and so far they've not been allowed to.
I think, to be honest, what's happened is the same as what happened in the last game, in that they just lost their way a little bit after half-time, Wales, you know. Just before half-time as well, that goal conceded at that crucial moment. Same against Netherlands. Just after half-time, you know, within 10 minutes of the second half kicking off, another goal's gone in that just starts to put it just a little bit further away from Wales's reach. So the spells that they've done well, they've done exceptionally well, you know, and it's just maintaining that throughout the course of the essentially what is, you know, upwards of 100 minutes now by the time he played 6 or 7 at half time, same again at the end of the game. It's just being able to sustain these levels. That's the key thing for Wales next, to be competing on a regular basis at this level.
We'll have a chance to do that again on the weekend when they face England, as Safia Middleton-Patel apologises for a ball lacking in accuracy out to her defence. Esther Morgan had to clear that under pressure there. 4-1, France lead. So coming up at 8 p.m. on Sunday, England versus Wales. We have Women's Euros action before that on Friday. Spain taking on Italy at the same time. That's on TalkSport 2. Right now you can get the closing stages of the Club World Cup semi-final between Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid. PSG in a similarly dominant position. 3-0 up. They have been since the first start. heading through to face Chelsea in Sunday's final. That will be brought to you on Talk Sport 2. And throughout the week we'll have updates from Wimbledon. We'll see how the men's cricket test team get on at Lords against India. Third test beginning tomorrow. Wales's test nearly at an end now. Final minute of the 90. Has 15 seconds left to run as France have a throw in just inside the Wales half. 4-1 they lead. And goals, two of them either side of half time. Wales again searching to go long from defensive regions with Josie Green's ball. It bounces once, outsmarts Lois Joe. Boguer picking up for France. Left back position. Forward to Karshawi. Spies a crossfield ball opportunity. Missed control there by Diani, just as she might have got away from Esther Morgan. And out a throw in to Wales. 4-1 down they are.
I think what are we on, 4 minutes left here, so still an opportunity for Wales to get a chance here, and I think they'd be delighted if they could get something out of this second half. So a minute ago they committed Kerry Holland, Hannah Kane, Lois Joel higher up the pitch. It's just the quality on that final pass really to give them a chance, to hold it up a little bit higher, to connect with each other. But let's hope that they get another chance before the game is out.
Well, we're minutes into the 4 minutes of added time as the French fans sing La Marseillaise from behind the goal, towards which France are attacking now in numbers. Boguer 30 yards out onto Baltimore, facing away from goal. Now Gargo in the wide position, Karshawi in a crossing position, opts to back heel it back to Gargo once more. Baltimore set up on by James. She's got the ball away to Karshawi, and look, pass from Karshawi. Problem was a teammate wasn't looking either, and it's out for a dead ball. France 4, Wales 1.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little bit creative here, France, and Karshawi is definitely creative. Just not quite on the same page as her teammate there, but would have looked lovely if it had come off.
Well, France will be on 6 points now after 2 games and top of this Group D, which promised to be exciting, and it's lived up to the billing so far. And so France, put themselves in the best position. They face the Netherlands on Sunday. And should they lose that game and England beat Wales, we'll have 3 teams on 6 points. Then we'll start going to head and all the mathematics and permutations that will come with it. And so all Wales come now. Joel off the right flank, cutting in, and heavy touch allowed Samora and Sombat to get in and take it away. The flag had gone up anyway though. The ball she was served by from Kerry Holland, and that particular attack comes to an end. So still Peramanian's goal, the seal unbroken in the second half. Josie Green came close twice. Goalmouth scrambled that almost resulted in Wales getting another goal back. Just Fishlock on target after 13 minutes of this game. And France since have seized control. Starting once more from the defensive reaches, France is Samora, 20 yards inside her own half. Just over a minute of added time still to play. France still looking to equal their best score at the Euros. Sudden the last iteration against Italy. And Harry James is battling away against Baltimore. She was holding her shirt for sure, and the referee has seen it. And the Chelsea player winning a free kick 20 yards inside Wales territory. Again, not hanging around, wasting no time. France have been thwarted in their attempts for a 5th goal so far. That's coming a good half an hour ago as Esther Morgan clears the through ball out into touch. France have a throw in. Halfway inside the Wales half. A few fans are starting to leave. That can't be said of the Wales supporters down the other end of the ground, still singing, still chanting. I imagine most, if not all, will be here again, supporting and cheering their side on in St Gallen as they take on England on Sunday. Wouldn't they like to be the ones to spoil the party, to stop the Lionesses' title defence as Wales clear, with James on the end of a penalty area. Stopped by Karshawi halfway inside the Wales half. Forward comes Samora, out to the left-hand side. Boguer, tight to the touchline, back up the line towards Baltimore. Wales defending. 4 minutes of added time are up, and this game is over.